welcome to 21 Questions by Trivia Tribe. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Mike van Acker, and for over 20 years I've run trivia shows in pubs and clubs, and now I am this little podcast. I love that you're here. Let's play. Question 1. What colour ball in snooker are there the most of on the table at the start of a game? In snooker, there are more red balls than any other colour. Question 2. Who is credited with discovering Jamaica? Is it Christopher Columbus? Is it Vasco da Gama? Or is it Captain Cook? Jamaica was discovered in 1494 by Christopher Columbus. Question 3. Which nut is used to make marzipan? Here's multiple choice as well. Is it cashew? Is it almonds? Is it macadamia? Marzipan is made out of almonds, and shout out to my sister Liz, who is a fiend for marzipan flavoured chocolate, or actually any chocolate, for being completely honest, and I think we should be. Question 4 is always a true or false in this podcast. True or false? The automotive windshield wiper was patented by a window cleaner named Mary Anderson in 1903. Is that true? Is that false? It was 1903. Mary Anderson said we need a better way to get the water off the windscreen, and she invented the automotive windshield wiper. That one's true. Nice one, Mary. Question 5. Which illness is controlled by taking insulin? Insulin is taken to control diabetes. I was talking to my friend about diabetes the other day because we'd read somewhere that someone was pre-diabetic, and she made the point to me that surely everyone is pre-diabetic if you don't have diabetes yet, but you might get it. You with me there? We'll move on. Question 6. Is pi r squared the formula for the area, circumference, or diameter of a circle? I know some of you are thinking, wait a minute, this is a maths type question. We don't like maths. Pi r squared is the formula for the area of a circle. Question 7. Who is the oldest actor to win a competitive Best Actor Oscar? Is it Anthony Hopkins? Is it Christopher Plummer? Now here's the thing, it was Christopher Plummer because in 2010, when he was 82 years old, he won for The Beginners. But that record has since been beaten by Anthony Hopkins, who was 83 when he won for a movie called The Father in 2020. So the oldest person to win a Best Actor Oscar is now Anthony Hopkins. After question 7, we do the first clues for the episodes Who Am I? Here we go. Who am I? I was born in 1962 in Roswell, New Mexico, as Demetria Jean Guynes. That's Guynes, G-U-Y-N-E-S. My stepfather changed jobs so frequently that my family moved house 40 times before I finished school. I dropped out of school at 16 and eventually made my way to Hollywood. I got my start on the soap opera General Hospital and then became part of the group of young Hollywood stars in the 1980s known as the Brat Pack. Now, I think some of you will know who that is. I think some of you may have known as soon as I said her birth name, but that's okay. We can do an easy one every now and then. Let's move on with the general knowledge questions. Question 8. By what name do most people refer to a perambulator? You push your baby around in a perambulator, or in my case, I used to push my little dog around. It's a pram. Question 9. Which girl's name is a variety of seedless purple grape? Multiple choice for you. Is it Vera? Is it Vicky? Is it Vanessa? There's a seedless purple grape out there called Vanessa. Good-o, didn't know. Question 10. Which games have been hosted by Brisbane in 1982, Manchester in 2002, and will be hosted later this year by Glasgow? That would be the Commonwealth Games this year, to be held July 23 to August 2 in Glasgow. And now these are the games that Melbourne was going to host. Glasgow stepped in, took them over at the last minute. As a consequence, they won't be quite as large as previous versions of the Commonwealth Games, but still fun to have a look at on the telly. Question 11. True or false? Just 3% of the Earth's water supply is fresh water. Is that true Is that false? That's actually true, and that blew my tiny mind that only 3% of the Earth's water supply is fresh water. I don't know. Just doesn't seem like much. Question 12. Was Gone with the Wind, both the novel and the movie, released in the 1930s or the 1950s? How old is Gone with the Wind? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Language, you guys. That was in the 1930s when that sort of language was just not on. The novel was released in 1936. The movie came out in 1939. Question 13. If meat or fish is served carpaccio, is it raw, well done, or stewed? Carpaccio, C-A-R-P-A-C-C-I-O. If meat or fish is served carpaccio, it's raw. Alrighty, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Question 14. What type of flower, and when I say flower, I mean flower that grows in the garden, not flower that you cook with, has varieties including tiger and toad? That'd be the lilies. Tiger lily, toad lily. More clues now for the Who Am I? It's the young actress moved to Hollywood, part of the Brat Pack. Here we go. Who am I? In 1991, I posed nude and heavily pregnant for the cover of a major magazine. That shoot was originally done just for me and my family. I never intended for it to be published. Some stores sold it wrapped in brown paper because God forbid we should show a pregnant woman. It sold more copies than any issue in the magazine's history to that point. I've been married 3 times, once to a rock musician, once to one of the biggest action stars of the 80s and 90s, and once to an actor 15 years younger than me. I have 3 daughters with that second husband that I mentioned, the action star. I just think you might know who that is already, but that's okay. If you don't, we'll do more clues after question 20. Let's bring it home though. Question 15. Which musical instrument often seen in full-sized marching bands did John Philip Sousa invent? Now that would be the sousaphone. Do you know the sousaphone? It's the biggest brass instrument there is. They're very heavy. The bell of it comes up over the player's head. They're huge. And it's named after the inventor John Philip Sousa. He invented it and named it after himself, the sousaphone, in much the same way that Adolphe Sax named the saxophone after himself. If you invent it, you can name it after yourself if you want to. That's how it works. Let's move on. Question 16. Which colloquial term is given to the practice of camping in luxury tents and facilities? That's glamping. Now, I've seen glamping setups where you may as well have gone to a hotel or you may as well have stayed home and hung out in your own lounge room, but good on you if that's what you're into. Glamping. Question 17. Is Mossad the intelligence service of Israel, England, or the Czech Republic? Mossad is associated with Israel. Question 18. Does the word Satan originate from the Hebrew, the Greek, or the Latin language? The word Satan. It's a Hebrew word. It means to obstruct, oppose, and it can also mean the adversary. There you go. Question 19 in this podcast is always still alive or not so much, where I give you a name, you tell me if you think that person is still alive or not so much. Today, John Goodman, star of Roseanne and also the Flintstones movie, he's done a lot of stuff over a lot of years. Is John Goodman still alive or not so much? John Goodman, still alive. He's currently 73 years old. He'll be around for a long time, especially given he has lost so much weight since the way he looked when he was on Roseanne. So he's, I would assume, much healthier now. Question 20. In the song by the Kinks, where in the West End of London did the singer meet Lola? You know Lola? L-O-L-A Lola? Who is right now thinking to yourself, met her in a club down in Old Soho? We drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola. Did you know that was originally going to be Coca-Cola? But the Kinks changed it because the BBC wouldn't play it if they mentioned an actual product name. And Coca-Cola out, cherry cola in. Okay, final clues now for the Who Am I? Here we go. Who am I? I starred with Patrick Swayze on the biggest romantic fantasy thriller of 1990, and I co-starred with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson in a military courtroom legal drama. In 2025, at age 62, I received my first major acting award, a Golden Globe, for a body horror film, that's what they're calling it, about a woman who can't accept growing old, and that movie was called The Substance. I'm also currently on the small screen opposite Billy Bob Thornton in a TV show called Landman. I am Demi Moore, although I've noticed Oprah used to pronounce it Demi Moore, and I imagine she would have checked before she spoke to Demi about it, so maybe it's Demi. In any case, her birth name is sometimes listed as Demetria Jean Harmon. Now, Harmon was her dad's surname, and he was out of the picture by the time she was born. She used her stepdad's surname as she grew up, and the Moore part, I think his name was Harry, her first husband. She kept that part. Okay, that is 21 questions done and dusted. Time now for the player question. That's the thing we do at the end of each episode. There is a permanent invitation outstanding right now to you, the listener, to send me a trivia question about literally anything you want, and I will ask it on this podcast at some point. In fact, coming up soon for episode 50, I need an entire episode's worth of questions, and I'm asking you, the listener, to send me one. Now, feel free to send me an easy one, because people are sending me the hardest questions they can possibly think of, which is cool, but it's not going to make for a fun episode for the people listening, so I need some easier questions. Really should have thought this through. I should have said this right from the get-go. Anyway, if you've got a question, and it can be about anything, your favourite sports team, your favourite band, your favourite movie, a science fact, a history fact, anything at all, I don't mind. I will use it in the podcast somewhere along the way. If you've got a question like that, send it to me. There's two ways to get it to me. Via Facebook, 21 Questions by Trivia Tribe. That's my Facebook page, and you'll know you're at the right place because the logo will match the one on this podcast that you're listening to now. Or you can email me direct, mike@triviatribe.com.au. I will use every question that has been sent to me. And you know what? I would love to hear from some of the people in some of the random countries where I have listeners. I have a listener in Norway, at least one, probably more, I don't know. I've got lots in America, lots in England, quite a few in Scotland. There's a few in China. Hello, English-speaking people in China. I love that you're here. I love all of my listeners equally, but I especially love the ones that send me a trivia question, so please do that. Okay. Did I even do the trivia questions for this episode yet? I don't think I have. I've still just been talking. Rubbish. Here we go. Last episode, Helen asked the question, from left to right, which order are the Beatles crossing on the Abbey Road album cover? That's such a good question, Helen. I've been a Beatles fan all my life, and I didn't know. But from left to right, as you look at the album cover, there's George. Then there's Paul. Then there's Ringo. And there's John. John's in the white suit, I'm pretty sure. That's such a good question, Helen. It's one of those things that I've seen a heap of times. Never really took the order in. Brilliant trivia. Thank you. This episode, Josh from the Gold Coast. Now, this is a little bit controversial just because I'm not sure of the pronunciation. And I tried to do my homework. I rang some people that I know and I said, how would you pronounce the sweet potato variety Kumura? And someone went Kimura, and someone else went Kamira. And I don't know. So I'm just going to ask on behalf of Josh from the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast, by the way, beautiful spot, 1 hour down the road from where I live in Brisbane. Josh from the Gold Coast asked me, to what country is the Kumura or the Kumura sweet potato native? Now, Josh, given I don't know how to say it, and I've never heard of it, I can tell you categorically that I do not know, but I can promise you this, I will know in a couple of days. Why? Because this podcast comes out every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thank you very much for listening. Come back in a couple of days. We'll do it all again. I've been Mike van Acker. I love you. Catch you next time. Bye.